Hi, I'm Dennis Phillips, and welcome to Everyday Reloading and Shooting. Okay, so here we're going to do a comparison. I have loaded these with 26.1 grains of CFE223 powder, and we're going to be comparing Hornady's 55 grain full metal jacket bullets against Bob's bullets, which are also 55 grain full metal jacket, and you can get those at 223bulkbullets.com. I think you'll find that they perform very well. But let's not prejudice ourselves before we start the test. Let's load some of these and find out. And then we'll take them to the range and see how Hornady's bullet compares to Bob's bullets for about a third of the price. I've loaded 50 rounds of each, and I have compared these. And as you can see from my calculations here, so what I did is I took 10 of each just at random, and I measured the length and the weight of each of those. And with Bob's bullets, we had measurements from 0.74 to 0.749 inches. The average on all of those was 0.744, and we had an extreme spread from the longest to the shortest of 9 thousandths of an inch. The weight varied between 55.4 and 55.3 grains, with the average being 55.4, and an extreme spread on the weight of only 1/10 of a grain. Hornady was a little more consistent. We had lengths which varied from the shortest of 7.31 to 7.40. So there was an extreme spread of 9 thousandths there as well, and the average was 7.34. On the weight of these, just about all of these measured at exactly 55 grains. I had a couple that measured 54.9, but if you average those out, the average weight per bullet is 55 grains. So there's a difference of 4/10 of a grain average on the weight. And there's a 1/100th difference in the length. So when I loaded these, the Hornady reloading manual calls for the Hornady 55 grain full metal jacket to be loaded at a length of 2.20 inches. Since there was a difference of 1/10 of an inch, with Bob's bullets being at 0.744 and Hornady being at 0.734, what I did is I added 1/100th of an inch to the overall length of that, so that would keep the internal case volume the same by loading that just a little bit longer. So the Bob's bullets were loaded at 2.21 inches, and the Hornady full metal jackets are loaded at 2.20 inches. I'll be loading these with CFE223 powder, and I'll be using a charge weight of 26.1 grains. I've had good success with that load before using the 55 grain full metal jacket. I've shot groups with that load at 0.49 inches with the best 4 out of 5 at 4.8. Also groups of 0.66 with the best 4 out of 5 at 0.64, and a group of 0.53 inches with the best 4 out of 5 at 0.44 inches. I know from the past that I've had good success with that charge weight, powder, and bullet, so I'm expecting to replicate similar results with these two bullets. So the difference here will be between the bullets themselves. So we're going to load these up into my 10-round magazines. We're going to take them to the range and see how they compare. Due to technical difficulties, as they say, when I was recording my shooting at the range, the sound didn't pick up. This microphone has a solid green light when it's connected to the sound, and it was solid and showed connected, but it didn't pick up. So normally I give like an introduction at the beginning of my shooting, and then I follow up with a quick review of the target afterwards. And so I'm going to forego those today. I will show you the shooting, just so you know that it's me doing the shooting and reeling in the target. But then as far as commentary, I'm going to make another video here and talk about the results. All right, so here are the results from my comparison between Bob's bullets, which you can find at 223bulkbullets.com, and Hornady's 55 grain full metal jacket bullets. Both of these are supposed to be 55 full metal jackets. Hornady's ranging from 54.9 to 55 grains, and Bob's bullets ranging from 55.3 to 55.4 grains. In this video, I'm shooting with CFE powder at 26.1 grains, which are traveling 3,000 feet per second. We're using a CCI 400 primer. We're shooting at 100 yards. And I'm shooting 5 groups of each bullet. The charge weight is the same for all 10 groups. So on the first line with Bob's, we had an extreme spread of 1.52 with the best 4 out of 5 at 108. Hornady was a little more spread out with a flyer here, so they had an extreme spread of 208 and a best 4 out of 5 at 142. The second row, Bob's shot an extreme spread of 1.29 and a best 4 out of 5 at 0.86. Hornady was a little tighter on the extreme spread at 1.19, but not quite as good on the best 4 out of 5. They were a little more scattered, so they had a 0.97 there. On the third row, Bob's shot an extreme spread of 136 and a best 4 out of 5 at 8.0. Hornady shot an extreme spread of 132 and a best 4 out of 5 at 1.28. On the fourth row, this seemed to be my best grouping of the day for whatever reason. I don't know if the barrel's getting warmed up just right or getting just dirty enough to shoot well. But on the fourth row, Bob's bullet shot an extreme spread of 88 and a best 4 out of 5 at 0.62. Hornady, this was their best group of the day, but it was still a 0.94 extreme spread and 92 on the best 4 out of 5. And then on the last row, Bob's bullets had an extreme spread of 108 with the best 4 out of 5 at 0.51 and Hornady had an extreme spread of 0.99 with the best 4 out of 5 at 0.45. And it's odd here when you look because both of these had a flyer that threw that group off. Bob's Bullet had a flyer down here, and Hornady had a flyer over here. Otherwise, both of those groups shot very similarly at 0.99 and at 1.08. If you look at the average extreme spread, Bob's Bullets had an average extreme spread of 1.23, and Hornady's was 1.30. When you look at the best 4 out of 5, Bob's Bullets averaged 0.77 inches, and Hornady averaged 1.01. And when you average those two numbers together and you get a score, then the score for Bob's Bullets was 1 inch exactly, and the score for Hornady was 1.16. So for these, the trophy goes to Bob's Bullets. So those are my results for the day. I would really encourage you to do business with Bob at 223bulkbullets.com. They're an excellent value. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been insightful. But I will continue to use Bob's Bullets. And also Hornady, I will probably do another comparison in the near future with maybe a different powder and a different charge weight and a different primer. And we'll see if those results are still the same. So if you have any ideas or thoughts about this video, please feel free to leave a comment below. Or if there's anything that you would like to see in the future, please let me know that. I always try to interact with everyone who comments. And I hope that you will like and share this with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.